Alright. Interesting. Fortnite keeps adding new characters everywhere. That's kind of crazy to me now I think about it. Like, damn, Fortnite really just. It's just so popular that other people or other IPs just jumping in. Not even just like music artists anymore. It's now. Wow, that's crazy to me. Oh, hey, welcome back. So, yeah, I just found this interesting. There's nothing more to it, honestly. So, hey guys, welcome back to this week's news. Not too many big things, but we're talking about Blizzard Activision again, and a few other things, but yeah, let's just jump into it, shall we? So, first, I want to talk about Elden Ring being delayed. Probably one of the biggest games to be coming out next year. It's going to be moved to February the 25th of 2022. And basically, they just want to make sure that the game comes out really good, and so, yeah, instead, what's happening is a network test. Basically, it's a pre-verification test for the completion of the commercial version of the game, improve the quality of product, and playing the network test will be free. So, this is kind of like their way of seeing maybe if there's anything else, I guess, that also needs to be fixed up if they don't catch it initially. And I guess that's also why they're pushing it back to February, because they found maybe like a whole bunch of bugs and they're just not sure, they just want to make sure everything works. So, pretty interesting. But yeah, I know you Elden Ring fans are sad, but don't worry, it's close. It's very close. Up next, I want to talk about New World, the Amazon game that actually got released and had a decent amount of people playing. A server crashed, and when it came back, players noticed time had jumped forward by a month, meaning territories had been invaded, crafting systems stations destroyed, effectively forcing the entire server to start from square one, and saying that rollback is impossible. And I kind of see how the rollback's impossible, just thinking about like a logistics perspective from it. So unfortunate, and this isn't great. Now, I haven't heard much else besides the 3090s getting fried and then like something like this. So it's not good though. Usually when you fry GPUs, that's usually a bad thing. So this at least this you could just say, oh, it's whatever. You might lost some you might have lost some progress, but it's not like your system got fried. But yeah, New World needs to shape up a little bit better if they want to continue getting people and not breaking computers and breaking the game essentially. So, unfortunately, I do want to talk about this. This is a two-parter. First off, Activision Blizzard has shed at least 20 staff as a result of harassment investigations, and 20 more have faced disciplinary action. Unfortunately, though, not any of these employees are like board members, right? So, like Bobby Kotick and like COO, people like that. And so, yeah, basically, the bombshell lawsuit filing in July is basically causing Activision to at least attempt to do something, but yeah, let's just say that it's still not going well. At least in terms of people that do want justice, and also the fact that the lawsuit isn't going well. So, in connection with various resolved reports, more than 20 individuals have exited Activision Blizzard, and more than 20 individuals faced other types of disciplinary action. But there have been some high-profile departures in recent months, including Diablo 4 game director Louis Barriga, lead-level designer Jesse McCree, and World of Warcraft designer Jonathan LeCraft, and former WoW creative director Alex Afrasiabi, who was named in California's lawsuit, left the company in 2020. So, yeah, basically, it seems like Activision Blizzard are doing something, but it's not much. They're not doing enough. Which leads me to the second part of this story. Next thing I do want to talk about, the Activision Blizzard case may be disqualified, essentially. So the DFEH, the department of California that's suing Activision, recently attempted to intervene in a settlement between the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and Activision Blizzard. In doing so, the agency opened the door to an opposition from the EEOC, which claimed multiple ethics violations within the DFEH surrounding two former EEOC lawyers working on the case. Activision Blizzard has now used these claims to call for a stay in proceedings in its own case, and basically say that if the claims are true, DFEH will be disqualified from its own trial. So basically, they're more worried about somehow disqualifying the lawsuit than to fix the workplace. And sure, as I did show you in the previous article, they did throw some people out, but it's really only the low workers. It's not the people that might be either looking away, turning a blind eye to it, or doing it themselves, and no retribution can be done against them because they are the higher ups. So, I don't know what to say. Again, it's just every week there's something new about this, and man, I hate it here. But so basically, I hope that, you know, if the DFEH is found, to be guilty of what they did here, intervening with the EEOC and Activision Blizzard, I hope it doesn't disqualify them from the trial, because it's not like, Activision Blizzard, it's not like they were found not guilty, definitively. They might be guilty, they might not be, but we just haven't gone through the trial yet, and if this does pan out the way that Activision Blizzard wants to, yeah, the DFEH is basically going to be disqualified from the trial, and they'll get away, Activision Blizzard will get away with this, so, yeah, basically, I hate it here. Anyway, next to the next story. Next up, Splinter Cell fans rejoice. Not Tom Kiff, what the hell? Rejoice, Splinter Cell fans. Sam Fisher's coming back. After coming into Rainbow Six, now he's coming into his own game again. A new Splinter Cell game. And so, yeah, basically, new Splinter Cell game is getting released. Two people with knowledge of Ubisoft's plans suggest a new Splinter Cell will be led by a studio outside of its traditional Montreal base. Title's in early phase of production, and there's a small chance it could be announced next year. And yeah, it's pretty good that Splinter Cell is finally getting it's another game. But yeah, the company is still fixing its work culture, and I hope they do. But most fans probably will just want a new Splinter Cell game and nothing like the open world games that Far Cry 6 is like, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So yeah, this will be a breath of fresh air for Ubisoft fans. Now next up, I want everybody to point and laugh at CD Projekt Red. So basically, dear all, we have an important update regarding next generation updates of Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher 3. For consoles and PC. Based on recommendations supplied by teams supervising the development of both games, we decided to postpone the releases until 2022. Our current target for Cyberpunk is the first quarter 2022, and second quarter for Witcher 3. Yeah, basically, let's just say that CG Projekt Red is constantly clowning themselves. And, I get that there will be delays in production, especially, now, even as far as we have gotten during COVID, there still will be delays and unforeseen problems that happen. And so, I'm not all too surprised by that, but yeah, CD Projekt Red really needs to get their shit together. After coming out with one of the greatest open world games, which was The Witcher 3, they suddenly come out with Cyberpunk 2077, which could barely run on consoles. And it ran okayish on PC, but man, they done botched it. I think Cyberpunk 2077 could have been literally Game of the Year, but then they botched the release with the number of delays that they had to do and not fixing it. They had delays, but they fixed it. Shoot, that's great, but crunch, project scope, mismanagement, and just a whole ton of factors basically just made it so that CD Projekt Red couldn't come out with a good product, and it shows. And unfortunately, Keanu Reeves couldn't save it. Sorry, Keanu, but his performance was great, but yeah, let's just say that the rest of the game wasn't that great, at least in terms of running well. But so, yeah, basically, point and laugh, but also workers' rights. And so finally, what I want to talk about today is Epic Games will no longer give employees alternating Fridays off, a policy it implemented beginning of the pandemic to improve work-life balance. Employees are upset at the change and say they hope the company will reconsider. And yeah, if you know anything about, I think it was Chapter 5, Chapter 6, or the first, before Fortnite was rebuilt, the Season 5, Season 6 Battle Passes basically came out that, yeah, they were overworking their employees 12 hours a day, I think for 6 days a week, trying to get all the content out for Fortnite, so yeah. And the fact that Epic Games even did this to begin with, yeah, it was a good idea. I think they should give them more time off and whatnot. But that's just my personal opinion. But so basically, yeah, now they're getting rid of the policy, and yeah, let's just say that I don't think it's a good idea. As Jason Schreier mentioned, this policy reversal comes as 4-day work weeks are becoming a hot topic in many industries. Earlier this month, Square Enix's Eidos said it was switching to 4-day weeks. Indie game studios such as Bugsnax developer Young Horses also successfully made the switch. And so, yeah, while some people would have 5 days, some people would have 4 days. I mean, this is pretty huge that Epic's now going back to just 5-day workdays, and I don't think this is a good idea. But granted, with the amount of content that they're pushing out of Fortnite, I can't even begin to fathom how much time it would require, and it just, I don't know. I think they need to cut back on the amount of content that they're releasing, because otherwise they're gonna actually kill their workers too. Let's just say it's getting bad. And there could be strikes coming out, especially since other fields and industries are having strikes coming out, and work strikes and the like. So, interesting to say at the very least, but I hope at the very least Epic reconsiders and, goes back on their policy. Getting rid of the policy. So yeah, that's the end of this week's news. Some pretty interesting things coming out from, Epic Games. That's all that really is to it, because I don't want to say that Blizzard Activision is interesting. That's just depressing. But so yeah. Anyway, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe, and maybe next week I'll come out with a Metroid Dread review. Hopefully. Anyway, see y'all.